case you want to see couple goals in true and honest representation, it is none other than Lulu Hassan and her husband, because the two of them, Rashid Abdalla and Lulu Hassan, have honestly been the epitome of just unproblematic and in love. That's what they represent. They work together so well. They just gel and mesh together so well that they actually do have a show together on the weekends where they do an update for everything. Honestly, they just, simpatico. That's the only word you can choose to describe it. And honestly, every so often she will get us through that whole life story of how they got into they met and their relationship. And this is seriously the same story. She's kind of just reminding us that this is how we met and this was where we are. They currently have 3 children together and they have been married since 2009, which makes 15 years in marriage together. And when they met, it was a very interesting story. Actually, there's some parts of the story which I didn't know. Apparently, unfortunately for her, Lulu had lost her mom. Like, her mom had just passed away and she was going through the motions of losing a parent, losing a loved one, and it was definitely as tough as you can imagine for her. However, at the same time, she used to work at a radio station called Radio Salam, and Rashid had just gotten a job there as well. So it became like a thing of Lulu Hassan is going through this rough time and she wants to exit, and then Rashid is now joining, right? At some point, because of many issues, because of life, she did go back to the radio station again, where she met Rashid working at this radio station. And they ended up having a very good friendship where he was consoling her. Basically, she called him the father figure that she never had. He was acting and fitting into those big shoes of being a father to someone, being respectfully a good friend, being the shoulder that she leaned on when she was crying about the loss of her mom and now having no parents. Like, she was going through a lot and he was the shoulder that she used to cry on. Fast forward to them now moving out, her coming into Nairobi, and the two of them somehow end up working in the same station. Again, she says, in her words, then they ended up working together and now they're actually on a show together. They do the show, it's called Nipashe Weekendi, on a local TV station as well, every Saturday from 7:30. Like, they work together. But if you really think about that fact that this person has been a friend since back in the day, like, he was just a friend. There was nothing to it. There was no hidden agenda. He was just being a really good person to her. And in fact, she even emphasizes more on how much love and appreciation she has for him on his birthday last year, where she posted this saying, "Happy birthday, my person, my boss, the father of my children. May God grant you a long life, good health. You are very important in my life, God knows. You are the father figure I never had, my best friend, my personal person." She really does hammer on that fact that he is like a father to her, like he has given her that father figure nature that she lacked in her own life, and I love that for them. Anyway, she does say this, however, for anyone who's planning on getting in a marriage, do not be deceived. Marriages are a 2-person sharing situation. Your marriage cannot look like anyone else's marriage. Your relationship cannot look like anyone else's relationship. The way my husband is going to treat me is not going to be the same way your husband is going to treat. The way your partner is going to treat you is not the same way he's going to treat other people. So don't make that assumption that, yeah, this is how marriages are. Work on the relationship you have, work on the person you are with. Akasema, jinsi Rashidi alivyo kwangu si vile mume wako atakuwa kwako. What works for me might not work for you. So haina manual. You figure it out as you're in it. Congratulations to you again for doing 15 years and having 3 beautiful children and still representing couple goals through and through. We love it.
Honestly, I love seeing marriages that are thriving, and they are such a good example of it. They're also very vulnerable when it comes to, how they show up for each other, and I love it. I love love, and I just love to see, couples working. These are the stories we're supposed to be highlighting, not the people who are breaking up left, right, and center. Okay,
Every 2 days.
Please think of them and think of love and marriage and commitment and just being there for one another. On to our next story.